I want you to look at this guy. Yeah, that's right, Buttons. And I want you to be honest with me. Would you give him a hug? Because I definitely would give him a hug. Today's topic is going to be discussing Death Knight and two particular cards that are absolutely ruling the class. Razzle Dazzler and Buttons. They are by far the best cards in Death Knight right now, and today we're going to be looking at one particular archetype as we pretty much look over Buttons and Razzle Dazzler in general. So don't forget to hit that subscribe button as we talk about Rank 8 Legend Unholy Blood DK, and the reason why we're going to be talking about this deck in particular is because I really haven't seen a Headless Horseman deck actually perform well in quite some time, and unfortunately this was an archetype that I kind of immediately dismissed, so I'm kind of making this video as an apology to the people that really wanted me to talk about this deck, because it is essentially Blood Plague DK. You are trying to play, a bunch of plagues with Hell Yeah, and then stall out the game with cards like Corpse Explosion and Soul Stealer to completely, lock out your opponent and control the game. But the real powerhouse cards in the meta right now for Death Knight in particular are going to be your Buttons and your Razzle Dazzler, which essentially do one of three things. Your Buttons is going to draw out your deck in order to get your cards that are useful, like your typical cards like Molten Magma, Natural Talent, and even like Threads of Despair, useful cards that you want to throw into your opponent to remove their board. So you have ways of proccing up your Razzle Dazzler, so that way you are effectively playing minions, drawing cards, and then having legitimate late game win conditions with your Razzle Dazzler. So let's go ahead and take a look on HSReplay to see just how good Death Knight is right now, because according to the stats, Death Knight is, well, balance, so to speak. And I really do believe this number is pretty poetic, because Death Knight either does one thing very well or it just kind of gets rolled over in this meta right now. So I would say Death Knight is a very fair class right now. And if you take a look at the stats through Diamond through Legend, Rainbow Shaman, Pirate Demon Hunter, Evolve Shaman, Pain Warlock, Big Shaman, all of these decks that are not Death Knights, and you really don't start to see something until Razzle Death Knight, which is, I guess it is the deck we're talking about right now. Actually, okay, no. It's a rainbow version of this deck because it is running Eliza and Ghouls Knight, and Rainbow DK is usually very common at Diamond through Legend. But the other DK deck emerges not until Tier 3, where we start to talk about Highlander Death Knight, which has gotten a lot of popularity recently. I'm not gonna lie, I might have to end up making a video about it, and I'm not really going to be happy about that if I have to do that. But at Diamond through Legend, Death Knight really just seems to kind of fall off a little bit. But then when you take a look at Top 1000 Legend, Highlander Death Knight actually starts to emerge a little bit. Razzle Dazzle Death Knight is starting to still see a lot of play. So I believe HSReplay is counting Razzle Dazzle Death Knight as literally any deck with Death Knight that has Razzle Dazzle in it, which I think is a very poor way of being able to collect all this data. Because the difference between All In on Blood, Blood Unholy, Double Frost Unholy, all these different archetypes with Buttons, even Rainbow Buttons Death Knight, is that they really do vary in how they win the game. And looking ahead at some other stats, you can really see this effect because there are so many Death Knight decks. I would not be surprised if Death Knight has the most amount of unique archetypes in just different decks that people have been experimenting with. Because look at this, dude, and this is just one page, dude. There's still several decks that you can look at HSReplay if you're looking for Death Knight decks. But if we look at the stats, it is still doing pretty well at Diamond through Legend. But at Top 1000, the deck starts to become a little bit, finicky. You have to run a specific variant of the deck, because at Top Legend, Death Knight can survive, but you pretty much need to be running one of these three decks. You've got the Double Blood Unholy deck that we're talking about later in this intro. You've got the Highlander Death Knight that is possible. You have the regular Frost Unholy version of Razzle Dazzle Death Knight. You have the all-in blood version of the deck, which I'm not really particularly a fan of, but there are still some people that are trying to make this archetype work. Again, not really sold on it, but there are some people trying to make it happen. And then you have another version of Razzle Dazzle Highlander Death Knight. I really don't know what's going on here. There's a lot of weird things happening at Top Legend right now. But if you take a look at HS Guru, it really does paint a similar picture. The streamers are playing a lot of really wacky stuff right now, but there is a lot of Death Knight archetypes that are running around. And then if you take a look at the stats, it just really says something similar. Buttons DK, which I'm assuming is just, Razzle Dazzle DK, is one of the best decks actually at Diamond through Legend. And then when you take a look at Top 1000 Legend, Buttons DK is still the best Death Knight deck possible. You have Buttons Rainbow, Highlander DK, and Control DK is like, honorable mentions at top 1000 legend, but Buttons and Razzle Dazzle really are the stars of the show. And if we take a look at the stats in particular, you can really see this shine because of 58% win rate with 22,000 games at Diamond through Legend with Double Frost Unholy. It seems to be a really good deck at that particular MMR. And then, you know, you scroll down a little bit, we're still looking at a 54% win rate. When we finally get to the Double Blood Unholy deck, we're sitting at a 54% win rate over 6,000 games. And another variant of the deck, 53% win rate with 8,000 games. So people really have been exploring this archetype. And just to give one more look at the stats, overall at all of the stats, it seems to be favored against everything except for Druid. However, I would argue that Paladin is not going to be a great matchup, especially at top 1000 legend, because when you look at Diamond through Legend, the Paladin matchups kind of go down massively, because if you look here, it was at a 60% and now it's going down to about a 56% because its Pipsy Paladin matchup is not very good. Mage matchup goes down, Druid matchup is still unfavored, but then when you look at top 1000 data, the Mage gets a lot worse. Hunter is a little bit, you know, too vague in order to get actual stats from, but the Pipsy Paladin matchup becomes a nightmare for this deck. But now that we've talked about DK's position in the meta, let's actually take a look at the deck and the mulligan, because I'll tell you right now, this deck is very simple, but it's one of those challenging decks to where there are certain thresholds that you have to be aware of and you have to play around, like for example, when to time your Threads of Despair. There's a lot of times where if you're a beginner, you're going to probably wait until it's too late, where you just play this card because you have like 10 life or something like that, but this is one of those cards that you want to use a little bit more proactively. Case in point, if you have, you know, like a turn 3 and you can kill like 2 or 3 minions, it might be a good use of Threads of Despair in order to bridge your turn 4 or turn 5 plays, so that way you can play meaningful cards like your Buttons, your Hell Yeah, or your Frosty Decor. You don't want to get too greedy with your AoEs is pretty much what I'm trying to say. So the cards that you want to keep in your mulligan are going to be your Miracle Salesman, your Dreadhound Handler, because they're just the best early game tools, as well as your Mining Casualties. Other cards that you're going to want to keep in your mulligan are going to be Gorgon Zormu, Buttons, as well as Hell Yeah. The only other card that I would debatably keep in some circumstances would maybe be a Natural Talent, if you believe you're just going to play this card as a solid turn 3 to maybe buff up a Razzle Dazzle or something like that. But usually the cards that I just listed, the Miracle Salesman, the Dreadhound Handler, the Mining Casualties, Gorgon Zormu, Buttons, and Hell Yeah, are going to be the only cards that you keep in any circumstances, without maybe like an exclusion of like Down with the Ship if you want some removal. But I would tend not to keep this card because I don't like the idea of playing too defensive too early. But other than that, this deck is really just trying to make its, you know, its draws effective. And what I mean by that is if you have Razzle Dazzle in your hand, you know, just because of bad luck by like turn 2 or turn 3, but you happen to get lucky and draw into a lot of your spell school cards like your Natural Talent, your Threads of Despair, or especially your Molten Magma, then there might be some circumstances where you can just play for all out tempo, play a Razzle Dazzle as early as turn 5 or turn 6, depending on whether or not you have the coin. And there are some circumstances to where that play will by itself just either bring you back or put you ahead. So there are some circumstances you can just play for sheer tempo and it does get rewarded, especially when you back it up with a Marin. So just, yeah, there's a lot of power level in this deck, there's a lot of sustain, and especially if you make it to your Soul Stealer turns and you're not under immediate threat of like lethal or like an OTK, then you're pretty much cruising for the rest of the game. And don't forget, if you do enjoy this kind of content, feel free to like this video, subscribe to the YouTube channel, and check out the Patreon, or, you know, any way that you want to support us is great, because we might be moving into a house. I put in an application, fingers crossed, man. There might be some cool things happening pretty soon. So thank you guys so much for making it to the end of this deck breakdown, and we'll see you for the next video. Mommy said that I don't win enough games, so she made this card that if I play it, then you have to not only give me the win, but you also have to make me a juice box. And I also want some chicken nuggets if we can have that too. And yeah, I love Reno. I love Reno Lone Ranger. I love cowboys. Cowboys are cool. I want to be a cowboy when I grow up. Now we know who likes Reno decks, guys. That's this is the context, the content I'm here for. Yeah, like my little sister would love Reno decks because she's barely 10 years old and doesn't understand math very well. My little sister would love playing Reno DK. kill this first, draw a frost spell, and then do this, try and hit an actuals plague. Damn. Never lackey. Tendy, yeah, and then mommy also said that you have to give me tendies if I win a game. And that's why I get really mad whenever I can't win, cause I can't go to mommy and ask for tendies. And can we get Wendy's? I have a Reno mustache. I actually don't. My mustache is not like, it's not that full. If I had like more of like a bushy, like, I would argue that like the Reno mustache is like the Ned Flanders mustache, you know? You like Reno, don't you? No, I don't. I like Reno Jackson, not Reno Cringe Ranger. With all due respect, you are really trying to tell us that you understand better, that I understand math better than my sister? I mean, my sister's pretty smart. My sister's actually doing better in science classes at her age than I was. Like, when I was 10, I didn't understand science at all. But wherever she's going to school, they're doing a good job, so that makes me happy. Double location, really, dude? Oh, yeah. I don't know what it is, man, but like I play buttons DK and things just go wrong. I really don't know how else to describe it. I just play this oh, there we go. Finally, something going right. Double plague, let's go. I'm trying to think of like another example that I could use as like, this is what a Reno player is, but I don't want to be like offensive. My next guess was to play like an old guy who can't read the screen. Huh? What's this card say? I can't read the text. Yo! All right, it's Mesmile, right? Mesmile. I said Mesmeal last time. I don't know why. Good to have you guys here. Thank you for the raid. We're raging about Reno as per usual. You know, in typical Clark HELLSCREAM fashion. Reno makes me mad, and I will never change my opinion on that. All right, so we'll just keep him off the board. Trade this. Me smile. How can I not see that? It's because I'm trying to read it as one entire word. Me smile. I am okay. You know what? Me smile. I will remember that for last time. Congrats on the rank one the other day. That's huge. Yeah, it's never happened, and it'll probably never happen again. Unless I wake up on ladder reset and try it again. That might be how it happens. Okay, so we have more armor. Then we just need one more survival turn to make this playable, and then we win. So we'll do this, and then we'll do this. Maximum damage soaking. And then we can play an AoE, maybe sustain, and then play the Zilliax. Hopefully it'll happen after Reno rotates. Dude, Hearthstone will be a great game once Reno rotates. I can't freaking tell you. Cause it's like, if Pipsy Paladin was not a deck, I wouldn't want to hit rank 1 right now. But Pipsy Paladin is a deck, and I could play that deck literally all day and embrace the Grinder Clark within, because Grinder Clark wants to come out. Giggity. But like seriously, man, I miss the competitive grind. I miss like playing the game and actually caring about what happens so much to where I'm paying attention the entire game. I don't really have that at the moment. There's a couple of decks that do it, but there aren't that many. All right, no way we lose from here, right? 15 damage on 9 mana. Never mind, 17. If they power creep Reno more, I'll just read Battlecry, win the game. I mean, win the game cards are fine. You just have to state that they win the game. That's all that I'm gonna say. I am perfectly fine with cards like Mechathune or Wheel or... Okay, not Purified Shard because that's a priest card, but yeah. I'm usually fine with those kind of win conditions. You just have to establish what the requirements are. One more goddamn day. All right, interesting. Reno battle cry, make Clark cry. More like make Clark rant, make Clark rage, make Clark, you know, only see red. Cause that's what I do. I see red when I see Reno. Cause you literally see it happen. I go from like, hell yeah, I'm having fun to, in an instant, not even in a second, in the literal second, ready. No, I'm already not ready. Purified Shard should have been changed to forcefully delete Hearthstone from your opponent's device. Uninstall Hearthstone for your opponent. All right, well, that's mine now. Delicious. Oh yeah! Oh no!
Unholy symbol of death.
A Sag. All right. Mine. Wheel is a much better way to implement inevitability and control win conditions than Boom Boss. I agree. But control players would still say control players will say any win the game card is toxic. They just will because they can't control win the game. Sucks, don't it? Is this just lethal? I don't want to count.
Mark of the bitter.
Wait a minute, this could be lethal now. Absolutely disgusting. Like I had this plus the weapon too. I think that was just enough as well. Wheel in itself is a control deck, right? Oh man, oh, hey, YouTube. Is Wheel Warlock a control deck? Go ahead and rage in the comments. 0 win cons or it's not control exactly, dude. I want to go to fatigue every game unless my opponent concedes. There's nothing that makes a control player harder than going to fatigue. But like, oh yes, this is exactly what I want. Every game being 30 minutes long. And then I have to ask, you know, hey, do you have any friends that you play Hearthstone with? Because guess what? I don't have friends that I play Hearthstone with either. Y'all thought I was gonna make fun of control players for being lonely, but we're all lonely. We all play Hearthstone. We all play Hearthstone instead of playing poker with our friends for a reason. And you all know the reason why. It's because our friends are too bad at this fucking game. They're trash, man. Every single one of my friends have tried to teach Hearthstone. They don't pick it up and then they quit. And then I'm like, you know what? I didn't want a trash friend playing this game anyway. I missed Archivist decks, 30-minute games minimum. That's the good times. See, it's good when you want that. Value control games really can be interesting. I'm not gonna sit here and be like, oh man, I hate it when games go more than 20 minutes. Because I actually like games that go on longer. But if you don't like the meta, the game going on longer means that there are more things that can happen that just make you mad. What if I have no friends? Then you truly are a Hearthstone player. Ah, got him. The only win condition control deck is allowed to have is sit there, clean everything, and survive until they die to fatigue. Pretty much, man. I got insufferable ADHD. I need a fast deck. Dude, that's literally me. Pipsy Paladin. Pipsy Paladin will make the ADHD feel great. Because you'll, well, I guess if you want fast, you should play Pirate Demon Hunter. But Pipsy Paladin, as another fellow gamer with ADHD, trust me, you'd love it. Lanessa into coin, into play brews, into wait for the brews to happen. Then as soon as the brew's in your hand, you automatically put it onto your hero. It's really fun. A lot of fun. Highly recommend it.
How did he do it?
Wait, Molten Magma and this in the deck, so... Well, actually, I already have Molten Magma in hand. So I need to play this and not overdraw. Nice. Clark thinks Reno should actually be 4 mana, so if he loses quicker, he can go on to other matches? No, not at all. Because if you have Reno if you have Reno at 4 mana, then Druid can play it on turn 1. Turn 1 Reno may not even win the game, but oh man, would I be conceding after that. Playing Big Orb Spellmage, that's honestly a good deck, but it's not a fast deck. It's an easy deck, though. Not a lot of games come down to your decisions, though. So if you just want to flip a coin, that's the weapon we want in this deck? Yes. Especially against Paladin. I don't think Control needs to be 0 win condition, but going to Fatigue, both players drawing 30 cards in their deck and milking all the value of every single card is nice. See, I agree. Especially in an esports setting, Watching control games was the best way that you could learn as a player. And I'm tired of everyone, like, especially like with Twitch chats in general, being like, you know, resident sleeper, roping, boring. Oh, sorry, bro, but take your TikTok attention span over to a different game or something if you can't appreciate a good control game. You cannot like it, that's fine. But the amount of skill that goes into playing control perfectly is difficult, and you should respect it. But just because a game goes more than 10 minutes and you can't have the attention span to sit there and actually think for 2 minutes, sorry, but that's not my problem. Fuck control games? Nah, man, that's an L take in my opinion. Stop making the game forcibly faster. Here, okay, but you always, and here's the caveat though with control gaming. Control gamers, you guys can't be upset when most people want the game to just be 5 minutes. It's a give and take. If you want me to respect you, then you guys also need to understand that your win condition is literally to make me want to concede the game. That's why people don't like control. It's a very simple reason. You deny the game. So if you're gonna sit here and think that you're smarter than me, all right, if you're gonna sit here and think that you're smarter than me because you play control, then you need to get over the fact that sometimes I don't want a 30-minute game. All right, it's a two-way street. Respect is a two-way street. And now everyone's being like, wait a minute, what side is Clark HELLSCREAM on? I'm on no one's side. I'm on the side of fun. And I can acknowledge when my deck is stupid or when my deck will make other people not want to play the game. I have zero problems with the game having the same length it always had. What I don't like is Blizzard power creeping aggression in order to artificially make the game last less. That's not at all what's going on. They ebb and flow between archetypes, and there are some times where aggro is the archetype of whatever expansion. The flavor of whatever. They ebb and flow between archetypes in order to keep people engaged. So that way, Hearthstone isn't always a combo meta, isn't always an aggro meta, isn't always a control meta. I don't play Hearthstone, and I'm smarter than Clark HELLSCREAM. Well, maybe if you spelled my name right, you would be smarter than me. I was about to give it to you because I'm like, you don't play Hearthstone? That's a smart decision. But then you misspelled my name. I can't give you the W now. I'm sorry. You had it. You had that W, but now it's gone. It's gone. It's you ruined it. It's gone. Do I play the deal 3? It's got 10 cards in hand, so no.
My hand is totally full.
Totally full. More like a Clark smell cream, am I right? Ew. Smells cream? Smells like, that's like smelling like milk. No one wants to smell like milk. That's a disgusting smell. Because then you smell like a cow. And what do cows smell like? I rest my case.
100% real.
In Magic, my favorite decks are blue, red, blue, so I love control. Wait, isn't red like more aggressive? I'm not used to red being anything more than not face damage. Hand cream? It could be hand cream. It could be hand cream, I guess. All right, 6 drops. I need to connect to the face with the weapon. Whoa, wait a minute. Wait, dude, these were insane. Oh my God, yo, spin. I swear to God, that was not planned out. Yo, insane coming in with the raid. Good to have y'all here. Welcome, welcome. We're trying to play some fun decks. But chat has already gaslit me today, being like, oh man, fun at Hearthstone? That doesn't exist. Good to have you guys here. Welcome, welcome. We're playing pretty much a little bit of everything. Red has been used for control in the past, just far less frequently. I don't play Magic the Gathering, but for what I understand, mono red. We hit face until they're dead. Yes, I'm very familiar with mono red. Okay, wait a minute. Oh no. Wait, is this just lethal? It is just lethal. Dang it, I was gonna steal the Pipsy and I was gonna be a toxic gamer, but I guess I'll just kill him instead. I guess I'll just kill him if that's if that's what the game is forcing me to do. Jeez. I guess I'll take the W. All right, finally. We're on the up and up with DK, but we're struggling at the beginning of the stream today.
Listen to the drip.
Okay, so keep the buttons. Everything else could go. I don't think I really care that much about this.
Clark HELLSCREAM, The best Hearthstone player that ever lived.
But yo, what was insane playing today? Was today another roulette stream? And if that's the case, then what was the most interesting deck that he played? He's squelched on my end. I rarely squelch. Like, you have to be a real asshat or catch me at a bad day in order for me to squelch you. We'll just do this in order to set up the minion kill. Make it a little bit harder for him to get the value from the, oh man. Well, that's not good. Another hound. Alright, this is actually really bad because this means that he has the holy cards. He's got tempo too.
Any problem?
Reporting for duty.
I watch multiple things at once, so it's never personal. I mute streams if I'm not active in chat. I mean, dude, that's what you should do, honestly. Like, you should never feel obligated to interact. Like, every piece of interaction, especially on Twitch, should be genuine. I never take it personally. And neither should any other streamer, otherwise it says a lot about how you look at your viewership. Because I'm here to have fun, and I'm here to meet like-minded people that enjoy Hearthstone. And anything else that comes from it is a bonus, because I want to just have fun playing the game. And if I'm not having fun playing the game, you notice that I don't stream as often. I would love to stream every single day, but if there's nothing to stream, I'm not gonna bend over backwards, because I know what Hearthstone does when you're not enjoying it and you're just jamming games for the sake of jamming games. The only people that should be doing that are esports players, and honestly, they shouldn't even be doing that. Okay, so I need to do this into this and then play this. My hand is just so full. I could do this into this. Is that actually better if I play this twice? Play this twice, throw this here, trade into trade. That actually does kind of work out better, and I could save this for a more important moment. And I get ready for a Razzle turn. Yeah, this feels much better. I was also thinking about maybe throwing out the Gorgon in order to get the cheese, but it's just, what else am I doing? I'm just kind of just sitting there and letting them develop a board. Should I be hype for next week? What's next week? What? I don't have anything planned if that's what you're asking me. I have nothing big. If there's like an update happening, I don't know. I don't even know what's been announced. I'm kind of out of the loop. I've just been focusing on my content. I have a lot of videos that, like yesterday I worked on the Pipsy Paladin video. Like that was my only job, that and looking at houses because I'm trying to move. Which, by the way, now is a great time to say, if you didn't use your Prime over on Insane Stream, you should use it here because I'm about to move here pretty soon. And the funds will go towards, you know, a down payment on renting a house. And we're gonna do a big old stream in order to get ready for that once we move in. Yeah, I'm moving by the end of the month. The title, as you can tell, I got 22 days left in this place. Thank the Lord, I hate this apartment complex. I'm never recommending it. I'm never coming back. Even if I have to move into an apartment again, I will not settle on this shitty complex again. Yep, I'm hopefully going into a house. I have my eyes on a couple of houses right now. Unfortunately, my circumstance right now is that I'm waiting to hear back on the best option that I've seen, and there's one house that I could be taking right now, but for an additional 50 bucks in rent, the house has got another bedroom and it looks much better and it's in a better part of the neighborhood. So it's like, for an extra 50 bucks, I really want to try and go for that. But I need them to call me back sooner so I can like look at the house and then immediately be like, I want it. This is mine. Let me have it. Something's gonna be announced next week. Where did you hear that? Where do I live? Excuse you, sir. How dare you ask me that? No, I'm kidding. I live in Indiana. Indianapolis, particularly. It's good when you're a streamer because you don't have to keep relocating to find a permanent job. Yeah, exactly. As long as I have an internet connection. Although, I will say this. The one thing that sucks about moving is if I can't get fiber internet. That is the thing that really sucks, is when I'm outside of an area that can't do that. Joe!
Oh my God. How does he do it? HELLSCREAM, the best Hearthstone player that ever lived.
Alright. And we got a Graybow. Yeah, the extra 50 bucks would be worth it. I just gotta get the house though, because I could get the other place right now if I wanted it. But the issue is I want more room. I've only used fiber when I visited college campuses. It's fantastic, dude. Imagine editing with fiber internet, downloading clips and almost immediately. It's so great. Okay, he yogged me. Wow, lots of legendaries in that pack. Pupil? I don't know how good Pupil is, but I mean, hey, 0 mana. What is fiber internet? Fiber internet is fiber optic cable internet. It's essentially like the highest internet that you can have because the cable or whatever they do has just such a good connection. I'm explaining it really badly, but essentially it's like, it's mostly within cities. Like if you're in like the sticks or if you're in like the country, for example, it's not likely to get it because fiber internet is I don't exactly know how they lay it out, but they have like a line that they lay down underground and you have to connect to that line. Maybe I'm not explaining it the best, but that's pretty much what it is. All right, taking the Pipsy. Mine. I know, it sucks, trust me, man. I'm the actual devil. Wait, why is this dead? I got Pipsy back! I got Pipsy value, dude! Let's go! Fuck it. Damn it, I wanted to play the Tendy Hearthstone. Ah, whatever. Okay, yo, what the Yogg doing? It's basically like electricity, transmits using cable apparently. Okay, there you go, thank you. Phone lines, yeah. It transmits data using light signals. But yeah, it's a faster way. It's just a faster way of electricity traveling, I think, is the best way to explain it. Is it different from a Wi-Fi router? Think about what powers it. What powers it is more optimized. It's more, it's just better. Almost at 900 download. 886.13 download and uploads almost at 700. That's how good it is, dude. Every other internet is like barely cracks 100 on either one.
Those solves any problem.
886.13 megabits per second download. 675.66 megabits upload. Nutty. This song helped me figure out what a lesbian was. Bro, did you never hear, wait, was it Whitney Houston a lesbian? Wait, no. What about Amy Winehouse? Wasn't she famously a lesbian because she had a song about how she wanted to make love to a woman?
One dose solves any
Playing the buttons was actually just the play. I wasn't paying attention. Each generation their own, all I have to say about it. We're all lesbians since we all like women. I don't think that's how that works, but I'll give it to you. I think that was Perry. No, Katy Perry. Yeah, I kissed a girl and I like it, but I'm talking about Amy Winehouse. Valerie. I missed the, oh God, how does that song go again? Something ginger hair. I don't think I care about this. I just really wish I coined the buttons. Why didn't I do that? Because like now I have to use the coin. Why are there so many DKs? Honestly, fantastic question. I couldn't tell you. The girls aren't lesbians. They played, just played within the video. I am fairly certain that Amy Winehouse was historically dating a woman, but maybe I'm wrong. Apparently she had a husband. Wait a minute. Who the fuck am I thinking of then? Yeah, I don't fucking know, man. I have no idea. Don't listen to me, I'm fucking stupid. I don't know shit. I'm just a streamer saying words. All the things she said, Reno over my head, Reno over my head. Don't you dare ruin this song for me. Songify gone. I just didn't load it today. Who I'm gonna make my name for myself in here. Clark, all lesbians look the same. HELLSCREAM, write a twit longer. This guy's toast. When did I ever say that? What? I just said that I thought Amy Winehouse had a song. I mean, I at least know that Valerie is like I don't want to say like a gay anthem song, but it's definitely popular within the LGBT community for sure. I played a Pride event, I would know. Valerie like Valorant? Valerie like Valerie, yeah. Yeah, Valerie by Amy Winehouse. I'll cue it up next. Are there actually some people in chat that don't know what this song is? We could Corpse Explosion to kill this, but it feels a bit of a waste. Could just keep going. Yeah, I think we're just gonna go for taunts right now. If I could play Marin and get away with it, maybe I would just throw him next turn and just throw the snake oil to the face or something. But I think for now, I just need to keep shuffling. Because now I've got this into this. I wasn't down if this isn't a major hit for Zeppelin. I mean, but this is on the Mothership record. The fact that it's on the Mothership record means people are gonna know it. Like, that's the record I'm most familiar with because it has my favorite songs. Dazed and Confused for a Second is literally my favorite track by Zeppelin. Or second favorite, actually. My favorite is Achilles' Last Stand. But that's because I love 10-minute songs. No, it's not a threads clear, is there? I should stop looking for one. There could have been a threads clear if I played the mining casualties, but at the same time, it just feels like we should just do this. Got this if he summons another board anyway. I want cards out of hand so I can make room for Marin. How does a Led Zeppelin even fly? That makes no sense. Oh, man. Who wants to tell him? Achilles' Last Stand is also my favorite. Dude, it's just the best Zeppelin song. They go fucking hard. I love it when musicians go hard. When they're like, all right, boys, sit back and watch a pro do it. That's what I love from my music artists. Yo. Sure, just so I can razzle. Okay. Hand buffing is not terrible since I have a Ziliax in hand. The Shaman's just gonna run out of options. That's a lot of damage. Alright, that should be GG. Yep. Out of here. Get him out of here.